You're not going to talk to him like that.
But I am. And what are you going to do to us? And what are you going to do? You're not going to talk to him. Don't play with me. What am I going to do with him? Play with me with him.
Very moments, right? I know it was no. I know that it was no touching. I know that it was no kissing. Same thing I said about the other chick. Oh, he be at my bar. The world keep looking for a reason to break my family up. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Enough is enough. I am sick of it. Let it be one family that sticks together. Let it be one couple that makes it. Put some back on my name and on the Harris name. You gotta stop it. Stop playing with me. And I'm not gonna say it again.
Tamar Braxton dropped a bombshell, spilling details of a terrifying near-death experience that shook her to the core. On August 19th, she hit Instagram with shocking news. She'd survived a scary accident that left her battered and barely conscious. According to Tamar, she was found bloody, bruised, and drifting in and out of awareness after a night out with none other than love and hip-hop's Mendeecees Harris, who just so happens to be Yandy Smith's husband, or maybe soon-to-be ex. Things got so wild that the cops had to be called, and from there, this story spiraled into one of the juiciest scandals of the year. As soon as word broke, the internet exploded. Blogs, fans, and gossip pages all jumped on it instantly, piecing the situation together like detectives in a live soap opera. And let's be real, the details that kept coming out were so messy, it was hard to believe this wasn't scripted. What followed was straight chaos. Cheating rumors flying everywhere, a marriage hanging by a thread, Tamar's health in jeopardy, cops stepping into the mix, and social media shredding the entire situation in real time. By the time things started cooling down, people were already saying Yandy had officially crossed over from reality TV drama into real-life breaking news. And honestly, the way this whole thing played out, it's not hard to see why. But to understand just how deep this got, we gotta rewind to the actual night everything went down. Because that's when the story starts turning murky, messy, and scandalous. Picture this, another late night at Atlanta's iconic Beat 12 Lounge. The spot was packed wall to wall, the bass was thumping, bottles were flowing, and right in the middle of it all, Tamar Braxton and Mendeecees Harris looking way too cozy for comfort. Now, this wasn't just industry networking. Multiple eyewitnesses said they were locked in the entire night, laughing, leaning in close, whispering like they were in their own little world, right in the middle of the club. And the crowd noticed every detail. One onlooker said Tamar was leaning on him heavy, and Mendeecees wasn't exactly pulling away. It was giving staged scandal, like they knew people were watching, but played it up anyway. Ain't it wild how fast the streets catch on? In Atlanta, secrets don't last a second. Somebody's always filming, somebody's always ready to send it straight to the blogs. And that's exactly what went down this night. By the time the clock hit 1 a.m., word is Tamar and Mendeecees didn't just happen to leave at the same time. Witnesses say they walked out like a couple, with him trailing close behind her like he was glued to her steps. That's when Funky Deneva, one of Tamar's closest friends, slid in to play protector and drove her home. But here's the jaw-dropping part. Mendeecees wasn't done. He followed them, creeping behind like a shadow in his own car. Now, let that sink in. Tamar in the front seat with Funky, and Mendeecees following every turn. That's not random, that's deliberate. He was putting in effort and the optics were loud. And when they finally pulled up to Tamar's spot, things didn't stop at the driveway. According to Funky himself, Tamar actually invited Mendeecees inside. Yeah, him and a couple of others for what she called a little after party. That's the moment the timeline takes a dark turn, because just hours later, Tamar says she lived through one of the scariest experiences of her life. She was discovered bloodied, missing teeth, beaten so badly she nearly lost her life. Tamar called it a tragic accident. But when you line that up with what went down earlier that night, the streets aren't buying it. They're screaming, "Set up!" They're whispering revenge. And instantly, eyes turned straight toward Yandy. Let's keep it real. Yandy has stood firm through every single storm in her marriage with Mendeecees. Jail time, messy rumors, side chicks sliding into his DMs, she's weathered it all. She even clapped back at trolls online, making it clear no woman could ever break up her home. So if she did catch wind of Tamar creeping around her man that night, well, in a city like Atlanta, a lot of folks think her pulling up wouldn't be far-fetched at all. And fans aren't staying quiet either. They're connecting the dots in broad daylight. One wild comment online summed it up brutally. Yandy beat up Tamar because she was messing with Mendeecees. Then came the wildest twist. Reports say the cops were allegedly called. Sirens were heard echoing through the neighborhood, lights flashing across the street, and neighbors were buzzing about what really went down inside Tamar's home that night. But the reports? Super vague. Almost like somebody was working overtime to keep a tight lid on the whole situation. And just when it couldn't get any murkier, another bomb dropped. Tamar had just started pushing out new music. No plans to release visuals yet. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, a trailer for her project popped up online. And guess who was featured? None other than Mendeecees. The timing had people scratching their heads because it looked less like promotion and more like straight-up damage control. Fans swore Tamar and her team rushed that release to distract the streets before the gossip about her and Mendeecees blew sky high. One fan broke it down perfectly online. So basically, Tamar is filming with Mendeecees, cast him in a video as a cover-up, and dropped it early, because people already saw them cozied up in the club. Atlanta couldn't take it. Folks were gagged, saying it felt like hell broke loose right in their city. Stack up that timeline, and it doesn't just sound messy. It reads like a full-on soap opera script, except this time, the drama is playing out in real people's lives. And what makes it even crazier is that Tamar's injuries still sit in this weird gray area. Some folks swear it was just a freak accident. Others believe it looks way too much like payback. Now here's where Yandy steps into the spotlight again. She's no stranger to defending her marriage in public. She's held Mendeecees down for years, through his prison time, through cheating rumors, through every messy headline. And she's built this image of being the ultimate ride-or-die wife who refuses to let anyone break up her family. We've even seen it on Love and Hip Hop. Yandy once took the fall for her man, claiming she was the one who sent flirty DMs from his account, even though fans were convinced it was him all along. She said, "Oh, I was the one DMing her, that was me." But viewers weren't buying it. Even her own castmates called her out to her face, saying she was lying just to protect him. That moment proved just how far Yandy is willing to go for Mendeecees, and it's exactly why so many people instantly believe she might have pulled up on Tamar that night. Don't let Yandy's calm smile fool you, because when it comes to protecting her marriage, she'll fight tooth and nail to keep it intact. Fans have seen it with their own eyes. She'll cover, spin, and defend, no matter how messy it gets. So when rumors exploded that Tamar was allegedly spotted all cozied up with Mendeecees, people didn't hesitate to believe Yandy might have pulled up on her. The timing was way too suspicious. And history shows Yandy doesn't just sit back when someone threatens her home. And here's what made it even messier. Just days before the scandal hit the blogs, Mendeecees and Yandy were putting their love on full display across social media. But this wasn't some basic happy birthday shout-out. Mendeecees poured his heart out like a man on a mission to prove his devotion. He wrote, "Happy birthday. Wow, 20 years of knowing you and 10 years of marriage. We created a wonderful life together while raising our incredible children and facing life's challenges. Our bond has only strengthened. You are my foundation, my companion, and my closest friend. You've been my prize, my greatest achievement, and someone I aspire to make proud. You bring joy to my life every day. During the hardest moments, we've supported each other, learned and grown together. Forever. These 20 years of friendship, partnership, and marriage, you mean everything to me, and I can't envision my life without you. I love you. Happy birthday, Yan." And if that long post wasn't enough, the man doubled down at Yandy's private birthday dinner. A video leaked online showed Mendeecees standing tall, glass in hand, eyes locked on Yandy as he toasted her in front of everyone. His words dripped with love and admiration. "You're my everything. More than just my wife, you're an inspiration, not just to Black women who admire your strength, but to men who respect the way you carry yourself. I just want to say thank you for being an amazing woman. I appreciate you. I love you." Then, in front of family and friends, he leaned forward and sealed it with love, making it crystal clear he saw Yandy as his rock. But here's the thing. When you stack that devotion-filled tribute against the rumors of Tamar getting too close, it's easy to see why fans instantly believed Yandy wouldn't hesitate to step in herself. Because if there's one thing she's proven, it's that she'll go all out to protect her marriage, even if it means creating a storm of her own. That kiss had the whole room clapping, friends and family hyping them up, and the moment was raw, emotional, and powerful, as if Mendeecees and Yandy stamped their marriage as unbreakable right then and there. So now picture being in Yandy's shoes, fresh off a public love fest with her husband, only to start hearing whispers that Tamar, another big name in the industry, was spotted hugged up with him in the club, and even seen leaving with him later that night. It's not hard to imagine Yandy snapping, because she's never been shy about defending her marriage. She said it loud and clear over the years, nobody's crossing her boundaries. And in a city like Atlanta, where the scene is small and everybody knows everybody, word travels fast. So it wouldn't be far-fetched to think Yandy heard about the situation before Tamar even made it home that night. And then comes the timeline that made fans suspicious, because Tamar's terrifying accident happened just hours after that club scene. To a lot of people, that didn't feel random. It felt like someone sent a message. And what convinced folks even more was how personal it all seemed. Tamar was the one who got hurt, missing teeth, bloodied up, nearly losing her life, while Mendeecees walked away without a single scratch. To gossip-hungry fans, that felt way too neat, almost like someone wanted Tamar to pay the price while sparing him. People even started pulling receipts on Tamar's history. Let's be real, she's no stranger to drama in the industry. From sister feuds with Tony to shade matches with Yandy Smith, the list of Tamar beefs is long. But usually those spats were just words, neck rolls, shade, and clapbacks. This time, the stakes skyrocketed. Tamar ended up fighting for her health, and it all lined up with whispers that she was tangled up with someone else's husband. And that someone's wife? A woman known for guarding her household with everything she's got. Yandy. And just when fans thought it couldn't get messier, the bomb dropped. Funky Dineva wasn't staying silent. He finally broke his silence, and when he spoke, he didn't sugarcoat a thing. He flat out sided with Yandy, accusing Tamar of crossing the line with Mendeecees. Then he hopped on Instagram and went in, loud, raw, and unfiltered. And that's when the internet lost it all over again. Tamar's been dropping nothing but hits with her new project, but let's be real, the music isn't drowning out the drama. Even with Funky Dineva stepping back, the biggest question mark still hangs in the air. Did Yandy allegedly put hands on Tamar that night? The whispers won't stop, and even though Tamar's been speaking her truth and trying to clarify what really happened, the timeline keeps looking suspicious. Fans can't shake the feeling that Yandy could have been behind the confrontation that left cops swarming the scene. Now, Tamar's keeping her cool, showing she's focused on recovery and trying to move forward. But the fire from that night refuses to burn out. The story's still messy, still raw, and that's exactly why everybody's locked in, trying to figure out the real truth between Yandy, Tamar, and Mendeecees. You've got Tamar holding her side of the story, Yandy standing her ground like she always does, and Funky Dineva tossing in his 2 cents just to stir the pot harder. With all this tension swirling, it's no surprise this scandal exploded into one of the messiest dramas the internet's seen in a long time. Everyone's piecing the puzzle together, but the picture keeps shifting. And here's the wild part. This isn't just another love and hip-hop feud for TV ratings. It's proof of how reality TV drama bleeds straight into real life, turning marriages, friendships, and entire careers into battlefields that play out publicly. We've seen it before. From love and hip-hop brawls to Real Housewives scandals, every time cheating rumors, bruised egos, and betrayal spill off the screen, they take on a whole different weight in the streets. And now this Tamar Yandy saga, it's the latest reminder that when the cameras stop rolling, the consequences keep on coming. So what do you think? Was this just a tragic accident? Or was there something darker at play? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, subscribe to Juice Alert, and I'll see you in the next one.